So this is Quandary. Spawns on the plates. Next down to the south. And up on the north. It's quite dense. And in between too. So I guess it's a race for the poles. Oh.
What are you doing? Ah! What is this game?
There we go. Right, so whenever they spawn in, here we go. Sinoccence, Nimzo Dragonlord, and Diskraip. Here we are, Diskraip in his lovely lilac, going bots first. There, on that platform, into air as well. Moving around, we've got Nimzo Dragonlord in orange. Bots air, bots vehicles. Most curious. Maybe T2 vehicles are going to be a thing, considering the bases aren't all that far apart. And moving around yet still, Sinoccence in gunmetal grey. Bots first, and no other factory yet. Maybe he's just being despondent. I don't know. We'll work it out. So, looking at the map, looks like players are trying to expand already. Diskraip putting up some turrets here. He's going to try and rush to these two. Hello, he says. Has he seen someone? Hello there. Yeah. Maybe they scouted each other, perhaps. No, I didn't see it. I don't know. Got some lob strats from Sinoccence. Ha, okay, so he's foregoing air altogether, it would seem. And Lobs is going to get him a lot of docks in the early parts of this game. And he's sending off fabs already, 3 of them, to go and expand to these mechs here. Lock it down with a couple of turrets, that'd be nice. He's using his commander to build these lobs as well, so that would be quite good. All you need is an air fab to build maybe a single factory over down here or something. And then you can get all of this, and then start harassing people's bases. From the South Pole there. Nimzo. Getting towards the vehicle play. No boombots from him though. Instead, lots of fabbers expanding in lots of different directions, trying to lock down as much mechs as possible, moving towards the north as soon as possible. Nice and good. Diskraip also doing the same with his fabs. And bombers. Sinoccence, you can make them survive. He survives. His fabbers survive. And he's going back for that Mex extractor. But instead he wants the Galata. That's more important to him. Keeping his fabbers alive is much more important to him right now. Is Nimzo going to try and bomb it again? I don't think so. But still. We've got the 3 lobs now underway. Is there a bounty? No, there is not. I possibly should have put one on, but oh well. Nimzo playing the typical air game. Again, moving more into vehicles earlier on. It's easier to play a bit more passive in the early game of FFAs. Disc, though, trying to expand as much as poss. Sinoccence, I think, must have Just managed to defend his fabs there or something. Saying it with glee. Ah, here we go, look. So Diskraip managed to get a fab onto the South Pole using a pelican drop. And he's just going to sit there, fortify it, and then claim that mechs. No one else has bothered with it, so why not? No, there is a mod that I'm using for my factory lights. It's like extra effects or something like that. Yeah, that is a mod, those three. I forget what it's called. Someone else will probably know in chat. PAFX, that's the one. There we go. So Disc managing to expand quite nicely up towards the north here. He needs to try and fortify his positions a little better. He's trying to. That being said, Sinoccence, with the number of docks that he has... Oh, the fab is moving into the bomb again. Unfortunate for them. And still building the lobs. Going for the T2 though. Slow and steady. Colours of the fighting is more pew pew mod for the shots. These colours here, that's more pew pew. For the longest time I was against using more pew pew because I was like vanilla master race. And then I was like, yeah, it looks nice. So I installed it after a while. Same with the PAFX mod. There we go. Interesting how players are kind of just standing off again in this sort of these mountain passes here. T2 bots from Nimzo. Disc just got his T2 up, and Sinoccence likewise. So I wonder, are we going to see the Hulkins? Possibly Night Cycle, but you can also see them here. Like Gunmetal Grey doesn't show up so well with the lighting wise, even on Night Cycle, but you can just about see it. But like black light, I mean, you know, over here, yeah, you got a lot of ones on the lilac as well there. Flashy, 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 flashy. Oh, teleport from Disc, so he's going to send up all his dudes to the north. The north! And here we go, Nimzo finally starting to make that push towards Sinoccence. Sinnocence's poor old expansion is going to be pretty short-lived. He had pretty decent eco for a time, but Diskraip also now very strong eco. Disc is himself a very strong FFA player. He knows what he's doing. Sinoccence has hordes and hordes of docks, but look at this, Diskraip is pushing in saying, yeah, no. Excuse me. He just about managed to get that turret up, which is a bit of a pain. Does he not quite manage to pick off the fabs? That's the key target right now, is the fab, and it still survives. It still survives, and that's the problem for Sinoccence right now. Why are you all being mean to me? Because you nearly won the tournament. You will always remember this as the day that you almost won Command Donut 1v1 Blind Swiss Tournament 2019. 2. I am very happy. He's on a high after winning his first tournament, is Nimzo. There we go. Got the slammers out now. So, alright, I'll just come out with a bigger army then. Yeah, Sinoccence is feeling the brunt of everyone's wrath right now. Disc up there. Still got a few mex points that he can claim, but if he can get a T2 fab up there or something, then that'd be really good for him. He's managed to lock down the South Pole there, which is quite nice. Now all he needs to do is build, like, as I say, a Hulkins down there. There we go. Is Nimzo backing away from Sinoccence? Why are you running, Nimzo? Why are you running? Sinoccence scare you? Or do you need it for this side against Diskraip, perhaps? Looks like there is some fighting going on up here. And it looks like Diskraip pushing down towards Nimzo. Diskraip all of a sudden transferring all of his military from his base to the north, and just like that, raiding quite effectively. And Disc making sure that any raiding against his northern crater mechs here does not go unpunished. Hey, nice. Anyway, enough gawping at PA's beauty. Here we go, Nimzo with the counter-attack to the north. We've got to go and get rid of that wildling disc. I don't know, it does disc count as a wildling or as a wild walker? White walker. White walker. One or t'other. And there we go. Fab's coming out for his T2 factories, going for T2 air now. I did see T2 vehicles from Nimzo, almost complete. I really want to see someone push a Manhattan into a base. That would be really quite amusing to see that. But Nimzo now, with the army count there, up to the highest out of all of the players, and the most efficacious as well. Disc has a lot of interceptors, which aren't really doing much for him, because no one else is really doing air, so... there's a few from Nimzo, but not really a proper play. Look at that. That's a dock sword if ever there was one. Needs to take out the teleporter though, rather than just sit around. I mean, it's going to raid all that mechs anyway, which is really quite good. I'm going to come over the spinners there, missing them on the first pass, which is not good. Losing a good number of them. Most of them, indeed. Problem that Disc is having at the moment, though, is he's got all these T2 factories, and his eco's just been raided, and he hasn't really put up all the T2 that he can at the moment, in terms of economy, which is why he's stalling a bit. But he's still leagues ahead of the other two, who are still squabbling amongst themselves. Sinoccence doing... Oh, you should do that against Nimzo. Oh, please do that against Nimzo. Yes, 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 yes! No! What are you doing? Nimzo! Go against Nimzo! Not Diskraip, Nimzo! Oh! Well, he's dropped 4. And all of a sudden, Disc is running for the hills, but... Oh, that could have been so much better. That's Sinoccence's plan, but... Oh... Again, that could have been so much better. And he doesn't even bother to kill the T2 factory either. He can do some damage to the comm. Maybe? Yeah, it doesn't quite get a shot off, but still. He needs to do it against Nimzo, because Nimzo loves doing that tactic. He needs to do it against Nimzo. Okay, I'm friendly. Let's just forget that ever happened. Yeah. That is until you two are the only two left. So it looks like Disk and Nimzo are really going at it, and Sinoccence is just sat here scheming. And he's going to try and go for Nimzo now. Because the word snipe was mentioned in chat, Nimzo's like, yeah, I'm gonna protect myself. So the Vanguard snipe against Nimzo is not going to be a thing. What he could do, though, is go and drop a combat fab here, build a Manhattan, send a Manhattan through. That would be hilarious. Is he going to try it against Diskraip again? Surely not. Those two have just kissed and made up. He's not going to turn coat that early, is he? Thing is, Nimzo's commander is now well aware of the dangers posed. Disk's still trying to maintain his economy and expansions, but Nimzo catching up slowly but surely. He was previously down in the low 200s, up now into the 300s, catching up steadily. Nimzo also trying for the Vanguard drop snipe. Against who, I wonder? Well, Sinoccence hasn't learned a thing. He's, well, I say that. He's got lots of spinners floating around. He needs to sit them in a place where they would actually be useful, or area patrol them or something. Oh. He's going to see the Galata there and he's going to think, yeah, okay, maybe not. Come on, where are the Manhattans? Manhattans. Oh, nuclear option. Hello. Nimzo denied his snipe opportunity. Ha! Nope, says Disk. Everyone's doing the Vanguard in the sky. And here's the thing, there's a lot of Pelicans here. So here's the thing. Sinoccence is doing it on pure numbers rather than on trying to catch someone out. And it could work, you know. There's a space here that if he manages to drop them there, that's it. Because those flak only have a limited range there. So if he manages to drop them on this location here, that's a free drop. I think Disk is the only one not doing cheese. He's trying to play conventionally and, well, we'll see just how well that works out for him as Nimzo's army waltzes in. But I do have... Ew, that's cheeky, Nimzo. What's going on there? I don't know, I didn't see what he did. But I've got to keep track of those guys. Oh, never mind, he's moving them now, but I also want to keep track of those guys. Didn't quite work out. Still can do a bit of damage, but not enough. We've got some men's built as well. How often do we see those? Not all that often. That's going to keep some armies alive for a bit longer than they perhaps have any right to be. The air is on the move from Sin. He's got a lot of them there now. Ping. Where are you pinging, Sinoccence? Hey, Faber army. Just reclaimed a tank, because why not? So here's the thing, Nimzo's air is lacking right now because Disk just picked it all off. So all Nimzo needs to do is move his heir out of the right place. Oh, look at this. Nimzo boxing Sinoccence in with the Galata. But yeah, if Nimzo just moves his heir out of the right place, or Disc just swamps it all really quite quickly, then if Sinoccence has the intel, he can find a path to that commander snipe. But he's got to find it. But right now, he's really encased in his spawn, which is a real problem. Since they're on only 150 metal. Whee, there's the air. Nice. So I think Nimzo just saw that strat forming. But who's he going to go for? He could go for Disc. But Disc is sat there next to a flak. So many vanguards now. It's actually a slightly spooky number of potential drops here. Just going for the sheer numbers, but as I say, he has to scout to know what his approach vector is, and that's the problem because Nimzo now... Galata. Not taking any chances. But the thing that he's overlooked is he doesn't need, with that many vanguards, he doesn't need to drop them on the commander. He can drop them not too far away, and there's enough vanguards there that just pushing in regularly is going to be enough of a problem. Here we go. Drop, 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 drop. Yes, look at that number of vanguards, and that is worrying for Nimzo, who all of a sudden quickly is running away. It's Vanguard having fair free reign. And Sinoccence, I think, is probably going to finish himself off by doing this, because the moment he kills Nimzo, Diskraip is going to turn on him with the full force of 850 metal and 372 military. Nimzo's gone. Hello, says Sinoccence. Oh dear. Now kill him, Disc. Well, that's the thing. Like, Sinoccence just signed his own death warrant because he's never going to manage to pull that off against Disc. Now we really have a tie. But, ooh, I killed off a pelican with that. Uh-oh. Yeah, goodbye, Sinoccence. Oh dear. Yeah, GG's.